See, today's session topic about transcending boundaries and taking business national, that's what the conference theme as well is. And we are lucky to have, I am lucky to have these panelists here who over the years have seen businesses grow from no stores to pan-India businesses, to take it to many states, to take it to many, many cities, hundreds of stores, or probably thousands of stores amongst themselves. I personally have not opened a single store in my life because I am not a retailer. I have been a consultant from the very start of the industry, but maybe on paper I have seen tens of thousands of stores being planned, and I always believe that whenever we're putting those numbers, the promoters and the business leaders, I always found them to be far more aggressive in terms of thinking that what they can achieve in the next 5 years. And I used to worry, because maybe lack of my own personal experience of having done things with my own hands, that how are they possibly going to do it? And maybe I'm wiser today. And what I realized is that whatever is being planned for 5 years, if it doesn't happen in 5 years, doesn't matter. Will happen in 7, will happen in 8. And if we take the start of the organized retail industry in India as the year maybe 1998 or 99, when the Crossroad Mall happened and Ansal Plaza opened and Shoppers Stop started opening stores beyond Bombay. So in the last probably 15, 16 years, I think many of the dreams which would really look like dreams to me, they were plans for my clients, but they look like dreams to me, and I think many of them have come true. Many have not, but they have not come true yet. I'm sure they are going to become true over the next few years. And given the history that where a lot of large conglomerates, large industrial groups, and many multinational companies who came into India with very, very significant plans, and they have achieved a lot and on the path to achieve much more. I think here comes the next wave of growth, where I see it coming from is that the local brands and the regional retailers taking the next leap of faith and jumping into and dreaming that big and taking their businesses national. And I think that's where we will focus our discussion today, that how and when somebody should. Potential is always there. When India was $1 trillion economy, it was large enough. Now close to 2 trillion is larger, but one was not also bad. And tomorrow when it's going to be 3 trillion, it's going to be even much more attractive. So potential is always there, opportunity is always there. When should one specific company be looking at going national and going beyond the boundaries of whatever they had earlier seen as the scope of their business? How should they do it? Why should they do it? What are the challenges which come in their way? What should be the do's and don'ts? How should they use various resources available in the ecosystem to make their plans and to execute them successfully? So these are some of the subjects which we'll be touching upon today. And one of the things which I would like my panelists to keep an eye on that is that why should one go national? That's a big question, because is there really a need for everybody to think of going national? India is a very, very large economy. It's a very large country. It's a very complex marketplace, geographically, socially, or otherwise. So I think why is the question which I would like my panelists to maybe address this thing. Beyond that, yes, how, when, and what, everything can be answered. So that's what we'll be talking about in much detail. The way I have suggested to organize the session is that each of the panelists, they will come here on the dais and express their views on the subject for maybe in 3-4 minutes each. And then we get down to discussing a few of these questions as a panel. And in the last part of the discussion, we'll throw it open to the audience for questions if you have any. And that's how we'll take it through. So with this, maybe we'll start with Ashutosh, and I'll request Ashutosh to come over here and give his viewpoint on the subject.
Hello. Thank you, Harminder. Given the time constraint that you've put on us, which is wonderful, I'm going to just share with you the Guardian journey. We started 10 years ago with one store. And I think when we were taking a decision on how to expand, we actually took a map of Gurgaon first and drew some concentric circles in a 50 square kilometer radius. Then we expanded that to South Delhi, and because that was the only way we could service it. When we started to go beyond our boundaries, some of the challenges we faced were quite amazing. And the first place we went to was Meerut, where we went and did something which was outside our agreed policy. We didn't go to Noida, we went straight to Meerut, and we failed miserably because we didn't have the management, we did not have the supply chain, and we did not have the ability to service those stores. So we quickly shrunk operations, came back in again. Then when I raised private equity, a lot of pressure was put on going pan-India. And the question I used to keep asking was if we are able to deliver revenues that the private equity player wants from a certain getting the right people, trying to make sure that the value systems of the organization are understood across the entire country, to make sure that the customer experience that we have across stores in different cities is the same. And most importantly, to make sure that the inventory, and we don't franchise at all, the inventory that we own across multiple cities in multiple states remains protected. So these are some of our challenges that we have faced. We are continuing to grow, but cautiously. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashutosh. And Raj, would you like to?
Okay. From my experience, I think I'm pretty much in what camp which Ashutosh just mentioned, which is we are largely in food and grocery retailing, and I think I can speak about that more than about apparel or electronics or something like that. In food and grocery retailing, we really do not sell any of our own brands. What we do is sell other people's brands. And we are essentially competing with the existing mom and pop stores and various other ways of reaching the market. My view on going national is really that unless you have a very, very strong, well-defined supply chain, which is a source of cost advantage and time advantage to you, I think going national is certainly not recommended. Because there is no uniqueness about what you're doing. You're basically selling well-known brands which are available in the marketplace, but unless you can get them cheaper, more available, more variety, people are not going to come to your store to buy. And that can only happen if you have a very, very strong supply chain. The market itself in India, even in one state like Punjab or Haryana, where we have a lot of stores, is equivalent to many countries in the world. So why would you even want to go out of a few states where you've developed and built competencies in supply chain? So that's one. The second thing, of course, is that up until today, at least, there is a huge tax leakage which happens when you move products across state borders. And unless GST is fully implemented in this country, which might take 2 years, etc., interstate movement of goods for multi-brand retail is a real nightmare, not only logistically but also financially. Third point I want to make is that in food and grocery retailing, no matter how we might think we are all Indians, the truth is that local flavors matter a lot. And local flavors of food and grocery and staples and spices and rice and so on and so forth change every 200 kilometers in India. So the kind of rice people will eat in Karnataka is very different from in Tamil Nadu, from certainly very different from Punjab. Even the brands would be very different, let alone the quality of rice or the type of rice. So you have to assort a lot for local regions and flavors, and that creates enormous complexity every time you transcend a state boundary in India. And finally, I think to the point which Ashutosh made, which is about management. How do you manage across such boundaries, because retail is a people-intensive business, and it is very difficult to, manage when you are moving from one state to the other. And the amount of time, energy, cost which takes to manage a few stores, which are 200-300 kilometers away from your cluster of stores, just doesn't make sense. So for all those reasons, my own vote would be that, yes, one should transcend boundaries. Yes, one should think of going pan-India, but it has to be done very carefully, very thoughtfully, and, understanding all the pitfalls there are if we are going to do that, especially in multi-brand retailing. Thanks.
It's a very interesting theme, and given the business we are in, we obviously have a vantage point to see different categories of retail. and given how dependent our business is on the business of retailers, we decided very early on when we got into this segment to actually do ground-up research. And we went into the top 9 or 10 markets in the country, pan-India, and went into high streets and malls and into stores and actually queried store managers to gather data about their performance. There is a big challenge that there's very limited data available in this country on location, on demographics, and so forth. And this gave us a very interesting insight as to how retailers actually think about their businesses. And I think one of our key discoveries was that they actually don't think about data a lot. It's very intuitive, and that doesn't necessarily translate into good business. And when we got into discussions around leasing and taking stores, our biggest challenge was in terms of how to position the retailer within the center, within our centers, because they had a preconceived notion of where they would perform. And some of these, the criteria of decision making is completely, intangible. The other thing is that, I think the key metric for success is a metric called trading density, as I'm sure all of you know. And I think on these two counts, we find that really, if you want to go national, I think you have to first go national in your head. You need to transcend the boundary in your mind, because it's a mindset issue. I don't think people spend enough time on a store-to-store basis, on a business unit basis, thinking about how they can improve trading density and what are the factors that is impeding that. So I think that this is really, it's a great vision to have. India offers a great platform to go national, but you have to be very cautious. There are enormous regulatory, compliance, infrastructure-related issues. And on the other hand, you have a great consumption market. It's the only last major untapped consumer market in the world, with all its inherent opportunities and, of course, challenges. So I think the key issue is, how do you really look at a market on its own terms, think about setting up in the right location, getting that store right, and working up your systems and processes so that the right time, which could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 1 year, but you have to really think about going national in a cautious way.
Thanks, Anupam. Raj.
Thanks, Anupam. Good morning to all of you. My name is Rajesh Jain and I represent Lacoste. So Lacoste is a bridge to luxury brand, and I would share some experiences what we had in the country. We were one of the very few international premium brands who entered India very early in 1992-93. So if I were to see our experience, there is a clear demarcation, the era before 2002 and the era after 2002. When we entered India, we were considered a polo-centric brand. The market was very limited. We were affordable only to a very limited PG who could afford the products of 800 rupees of a polo at that time. But after 2002, if I see, the scenario has completely changed. Now, Indian consumer is not only a local consumer, they are global in outlook. They travel across the globe. They understand what the organized retail is, what a brand is. They have been exposed through global retailing by way of internet, by way of international traveling, and by way of media. So the scenario today is completely different from what it used to be about 10 or 12 years ago. Now this gives us a lot of confidence to expand beyond the territories in which we used to work earlier. So from a two-door startup, one in Connaught Place and one in Bombay in 90 to 93, today Lacoste is present throughout the country in all the metros and major cities, and we are also thinking of expanding through the tier 1 and tier 2 cities. And not only within the nation. In fact, when I see the topic today, that transcending boundaries, retailing across the nation, I would like to go a step further. And I would like to insist that why only nation? We should start thinking of transcending boundaries and retailing across the globe. So that is what our motto should be. Now, of course, when you go beyond your local territories, there are a lot of challenges involved. but those challenges in today's world can easily be surpassed if you manage them properly. One most important thing is whenever a retailer thinks of started expanding beyond the local territories, the most important thing in my opinion would be consistency. A customer before he enters your store